We've got two games for you here today. This should be a pretty winnable one here against Jacksonville State. So far this season definitely has not gone how we expected. The last episode we dropped all three of our ball games. Now, I do want to give you a heads up. This will be the final episode that I do post commentary on for now. We're going to do the next two episodes with live comm and of course the off season with live comm. After that, I want to get your guys' feedback. So let me know how you feel about the commentary style. If you like it, the post com where I can go a little quicker, speed games up a little easier, let me know. And just try out the next two episodes. Tell me how you feel about them. I'll do a poll. Just respond to that poll and let me know. And that's how we'll do the series going forward. As today, like I said, this is a winnable game. We're going to open up on defense. We're wearing the black alternate helmets and pants. I think this is a pretty cool uniform as that's broken up. 2nd and 10, looking to pass here, stepping up in the pocket. They've got all day going down the field, wide open receiver. I mean, you can't expect guys to cover for that long. That's not on our secondary as they go back to the ground game, and we are all over them. I think that was Kylan Webb who made the play, mate. Maybe it was Kershaw, actually, as it's 2nd and 7, and again, no pressure leads to an easy completion. Amani Nagy gets shaken up. That's not going to help us because shaky pressure already does not, get better when you lose your best pass rusher. But we get a big sack there. Quandale Russell comes in. We've expected more out of him this year. I really hope he can light up the stat sheet a little bit more here in the second half of the season. 2nd and 4, big sack. That's Damian Hooks coming through and getting to the quarterback. That'll back him up all the way to the 3rd and 22. The Gamecocks have a long way to go here, but again, no pressure makes for an easy completion, but we get the stop. 4th down and 9, and it's time for our offense. Quincy Porter's been really good this year. We expect him to be a big play threat for us, and I expect him to really lead this offense. I hope we can keep getting the ball in his hands as we go to the ground game. Aquan Benjamin bottled up immediately. We're not getting much push in this offensive line. 2nd and 10 here, going down the field. DJ Dash, nice reception. 1st down, Sharks. Good throw there by Keenan Mills as well. Using a little bit of motion here, getting the ball back in Benjamin's hands, and that play was doomed from the beginning. We lost 4 yards there. Didn't feel like a very good decision to hand it off, but unfortunately, that's what we had called. Short run by Benjamin, or actually, he picked up 9. Can't complain about that, but it's 3rd and 5 underneath. DJ Dash, he makes the catch, gets up the 1st down for the Sharks. We've been pretty efficient on this drive as we go out to the flat, and that's a nice catch by Aquan Benjamin, but he can't really create with the ball in his hands. 2nd down and 8 on the move. Mills finds Quincy Porter. 1st down and more as he cuts inside down to the 31-yard line. Really good play here by our star receiver. Looking to pass here, going down the field into coverage, and he skipped that ball in there, probably for the better, honestly. 2nd and 10 now, underneath, easy completion. That's a nice one. Randy Scruggs picking his way through. We've expected more from him this year. He just really hasn't shown up. He has a high ceiling, but he hasn't done nothing yet as that pass is broken up in the end zone. 2nd and 10 again. Mills going to look to pass. Go into the end zone. Touchdown, Sharks. That is Quincy Porter coming down with it. He's been a stud for us, man. Big play. We get the early 7-0 lead here midway through the first quarter. That's what you love to see right here. Indian River's playing some good offensive football to begin the day. Hopefully we can keep it going as our defense looks to stand strong. That's a nice run by their quarterback, breaking a couple tackles, bringing up 2nd and short. He pulls it, and he's going to convert, get the 1st down. He has a big play, broken tackle all the way across midfield to the 48-yard line. This is where their offense stalled last time, so hopefully we can get a stop here as they throw it out, and they beat us to the edge with their tight end or receiver. That's a big gain all the way down to the 23-yard line. That sets the Gamecocks up in scoring ranges again. They're standing in a clean pocket as that's easily completed. Davian Kerr makes the tackle, but it's 1st and goal here from the 3. They go to their ground game, and number 39 gets hit, and he can't get in. I don't remember his name, and I played this game well over a month ago. As we get a big tackle here for a loss, bringing up 3rd down and goal. We got pressure from Russell on the edge as that's floated to the end zone. He gets a foot down. I don't know how he did it, man. That's a nice, clean catch. Touchdown, Gamecocks. They're going to tie this game up with 1:10 left here in the first quarter. We're going to go back to the ground game. Aquan Benjamin bottled up. He's really been stuffed so far in this one. Keenan Mills, though, looking to get our passing offense going. That's a nice play. Quincy Porter hits the gas. He's faster than everybody. He's gone. We got to get the ball in his hands on screens more. He is a big play threat when we do that. He is so good in contested situations, at least getting up there and trying to get the ball. He doesn't always come down with it, but he is so good with the ball in his hands, man. We got the 14-7 advantage now here. That will end the first quarter, and both quarterbacks have been playing great. Goris is his name. Honestly, I didn't remember that until now, so I'll try to use his name a little more as he hands it off here, bringing up 3rd down and 5. It looks like we got to watch Goris trying to run here. That's been his thing so far, as he's got a clean pocket, wide open receiver, easy completion. 1st down, Gamecocks. That puts him over 100 yards for the day passing. Goris stepping up in a clean pocket, taking off, picking up 7. Nice run here from the quarterback. 2nd and 3, RPO, easy completion for the 1st down. Our defense has got to get something figured out. Jason Brevard made the tackle there. Clean pocket again. Now it's getting a little muddy, and we got the sack, and ball came out. It looks like they got back on top of it, though. Damian Hooks with a nice play. 2nd and 12. Goris feeling pressure, moving in the pocket. Down he goes. Hooks got the pressure, but Amani Nagy gets the sack. Nice play. 3rd and 21 now. They're going to go play action, and Goris has a wide open receiver. We get burnt to allow that 1st down. Big mistake by our defense here. Goris underneath, easy completion. 2nd down and 6. Gamecocks again, clean pocket, easy completion. Davian Kerr got beat on the crosser there. I expect more out of him, honestly. 1st and 10 now, pressure in there, and we got the sack. That is what we need from Polium, our middle linebacker, man. We got to see some more from our defense here. 2nd and 16 now. Clean pocket, though, and Goris goes to the end zone, and it's dropped. We got so lucky. That should have been a touchdown. 3rd and 16 now. Moving in a clean pocket. Once again, Goris steps up. Down he goes. 4th and 11. We held him. Now we got to see if they can hit this field goal. It is up, and it is good. It's a 14-10 ball game here in the 2nd quarter. This has been a fun one. Our offense has got to keep it going, though, as Keenan Mills goes underneath DJ Dash, sorry. Nice pickup there. But it's 3rd and 4 for Mills, who goes underneath. DJ Dash can't get to the sticks. 4th and inches, we're going to go for it. Why not? We got to be aggressive as we go out to the flats, and that's a pick. That's a huge mistake right there. You can't make that throw. We've got to do better than that. I'm really disappointed in that decision. We probably should have punted it, but it is what it is. Goris is going to tuck, run, and get a solid gain here. I mean, we put our defense in a tough situation. Now let's see if they're going to be able to respond. Great play there. That was a great pass breakup by Davian Kerr, forcing the Gamecocks to settle for 3. We still got the lead. It's 14-13. That's a win considering how bad a field position our defense started with as we go to Benjamin on the ground. Nice run. We'll take that 5-yard gain. He hasn't been very efficient so far today. As we go to Tavana Measy on the screen. Nice juke outside. Another 1st down for the Sharks. This offense has been looking pretty good minus that last drive. We're going to go down the field here, and again, it's Quincy Porter coming down with it. 1st down, Sharks, and actually that was Tavana Measy. I was wrong here. Down the field, that's going to be a tough throw, and we couldn't fit it in there. 2nd down and 10. Looks like we're going to use some motion. Probably end up checking it down here, and that's exactly what we do when Measy picks up 7. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 here. Keenan Mills got a guy open, and he will get there. 1st down to Ivana Measy. 48 seconds left in the half, and we take a bad sack. We can't do that. Luckily, we had a timeout, and we burned it. As we go back underneath, Tavana Measy spin, and that's a really nice play. 3rd and 5. We can still convert this here. Keenan Mills, clean pocket, got a guy wide open, and it's dropped. Come on, I expect more out of Quincy Porter as we're going to be forced to settle for 3. The kick is up, and the kick is good. We got a 4-point advantage once again. Peters was able to drive that one through. That makes it a 17-13 ball game here. This is kind of a Hail Mary situation for the Gamecocks, and they got the completion, but we get him down just barely. Oh my, I can't believe that. That is an excellent play from the backside for Lewis Carter to be able to make that tackle. I don't know how our linebacker got over there to do that, but that saved us. He got him out at like the 1.5-yard line, man. Our offense has been really good, but so has Jacksonville State's. We got to see if our defense can generate some pressure because it seems like that's when they start to struggle a little bit, which makes sense. That's how all offenses are. As we go to Aquan Benjamin, big carry to begin the second half. That's what you want to see out of our offense. As we try to protect this lead, we're going to go to an RPO, get the ball to Quincy Porter, and that's a solid gain. We'll take a 5-yard pickup here. 3rd down and 4, back to the screen game, and this time it's Tavana Measy getting the 1st down out to the 45-yard line. Back to the ground game. Actually, I was wrong. That is play action, and we got our tight end, Zach Ward, for the first down. Nice play on second down there. Mills by himself in the backfield. Tuck and run. That was a QB draw. He fumbles the ball, and it's going to be turned over. The Gamecocks got on top of that one. Quincy Porter also got shaken up. That could be a big loss for the Sharks. Damian Hooks makes a nice tackle from the backside. He had a lot of space in front of him there. Second down, use some motion here. Play action. They're going to look to take a deep shot here. Nothing's open, so they do just check it down. Nice tackle, but they are going to get that first down. Got to give them a ton of credit on that play. First down again. Clean pocket all day. Receiver comes open. Big play across the 50. We got to do better than that. Back to the ground game, though, and we are all over it, stuffing it up. Second and long now. Nobody in the backfield. Big blitz, and down he goes. That is a huge play. Clint Goris gets shaken up on that one. That could be a big loss for the Gamecocks. We'll have to see if he's able to return as we get the stop. Mills going underneath here to begin this drive, though. Finds Amizi. That's a nice pickup there. Third and one now. Mills looking to pass. Quincy Porter's wide open. First down up across midfield. Nice play. Back to the ground game here. Aquan Benjamin hits the backside. Finds some good yardage there, honestly. Third and 4, play action. Actually, it's an RPO as we find Tavon Amizi once again for the first down. And as you can see, Quincy Porter's still feeling a lot of pain. He's back out of the game again. Looking to pass again with Mills. He throws it into coverage, and that's intercepted. That's just a terrible decision by Keenan Mills. That completely falls on him. Reynolds was not open at all. We should not have been targeting him in that situation. Porter does have to sit for a little bit. And as you can see, Clint Goris is back in the game for the Gamecocks, and he's throwing darts to get the first down there. Play action, motion here, actually, not play action. Gamecocks looking to pass again. We're sending a blitz. No pressure. Got a tight end wide open. Big play all the way down to the 25-yard line. Gamecocks looking really good here. Running a draw. Nice cut by 39. He throws a stiff arm. That's a good play. He only picks up 3, but that was a really nice run there. Back to the ground game. Space on the edge, but we get him down. Nice one-on-one tackle there. Bringing up a third down and 6. Goris all day in the pocket, and again, he finds a receiver coming open. We got to get some pressure on him. We're not doing a good job of that as they go back to the ground game. Nice spin move, breaks a tackle. He has some real nice carries for a guy who doesn't get a ton of yards on them plays as we end the third quarter. Penn State's currently sitting at number 1, followed by Clemson at the top there. They're going to run a draw to begin the fourth, and the ball's out, and they get back on top of it. He was down, so it ultimately didn't end up mattering. But third and 1 here, we can still get a stop. They run a toss. We are there. That's a big tackle, Damian Hooks, but they're going to go for it on 4th and 2. Hand it off up the middle. Touchdown, Gamecocks. They are going to take the lead in this one, 20-17 with 10 minutes left in the game. Back to the ground game for us, though. Aquan Benjamin, nice running, big first down. We got to lean into him. He has a good back as he gets a good pass protection rep there, and we go down the field. Tavon Amizi, huge play, one man to beat, and he can't outrun him. But what a play for the Sharks right there. Huge first down at about the 18-yard line. Going to the ground game again. Aquan Benjamin, nice cut. Solid pickup and 9. We'll take it. Back to the ground game again. See if he can finish this drive off. Solid pickup. It's 1st and goal. We're happy with how this is going so far. Delayed handoff. Is it going to work? Nice cut, and we're not quite into the end zone. We're at about the 1-yard line RPO, and in we go. That is Scruggs going in. Our 4-star receiver with a ton of potential. We just don't see him on the field doing much very often. He got in that position, though, and he got it, so that's all that matters. And the extra point is missed. Yeah, I messed that up. We got to get better at that. Kicking's been an adventure this year as they're going to go underneath, and that's a big play all the way out to the 42-yard line. Goris handing it off here. They got the edge. They got a ton of blockers. This might be a long one, but luckily Kylan Webb gets him down. If he'd have cut back to the inside, he had a touchdown there as Goris goes down the field. Another nice completion to the 30 for a first down. They're moving very quickly on this drive as they get back on the ground here, and they get another solid pickup. I really like number 39. He's a solid back. Play action, Goris on the move, felt a little pressure, tucks, runs, first down, big hit, balls out. That's going to be recovered by the Sharks. Nice play. Jaron Gilmore got on top of it. We will absolutely take that. That is a huge play for us, though. 2nd down and 10, going underneath. Get the completion there. That's Broussard picking up what we can, making it 3rd and manageable here as we go underneath. DJ Dash catch. He's just not creating after the catch like I thought he would, honestly. First and 10, though, still looking to pass. Mills into tight coverage, and Porter makes him right. That's why you need a big X receiver as we go back to the ground game. Aquan Benjamin, nice cut, tough run for 6 yards. I'll take that. Second down, looking to pass. Got all day, going underneath. Easy completion to Benjamin. It's going to be third and short. Dash going in motion, checking it down to him, and look at that. He's got all sorts of space. That speed is elite, but he couldn't outrun the linebacker. Are you kidding me? I know the linebacker had the angle on him, but I thought he could have turned that corner. As we go back to the ground game, solid pickup by Benjamin. Second and 8, back to the ground game again, keeping it involved in Benjamin. That's a good pickup as Jacksonville State starts using timeouts here. We're handing it off. Benjamin fights. He can't convert. It's 4th and 1. We've got to go for it. RPO time. We got Tavana Measy. First down, Indian River. Huge play here. First and goal, 1:56 left. Jacksonville State's all out of timeouts, so we got to be smart. Second and goal, drain the clock down. RPO time. We're going to toss it out there, and Measy goes in. Touchdown, Sharks. That's a 2-score advantage. This ought to be a victory today. I think we can win this one. We got a 10-point advantage with 50-some-odd seconds left. Now let's see if Jacksonville State can pull off the miracle. They got their backup quarterback in there for Goris, and he's going to throw a pick. That's your ball game right here. Sharks come out on top. Huge play by Carter, man. He is awesome. He's a great get for us out of the transfer portal from UCF. Absolutely love him, and I hope he comes back for another year. This game was a little sideways, though. At the end, we took control. I'm really happy with how Keenan Mills played. It's probably one of his best games he's played all season. So I'm really happy with this win. Our offense was incredible. Our defense, they were a little spotty at times. We gave up a lot of big plays. We didn't get a ton of pressure, which isn't what you expect when we have Amani Nagy and Damian Hooks and Quandell Russell. I thought these guys would be elite pass rushers, and so far they haven't really shown up quite how I hoped that they would, but I'm happy with this performance. 2 picks by Keenan Mills. Turnovers have been an issue for him this year. I'd like to see that improve. Benjamin looked good on the ground. Not quite 100 yards, but he was good. Big day from Tavana Measy. 144 and a score on 11 catches. 134 yards and 2 touchdowns on 6 catches for Quincy Porter. That's a number 1 receiver if I've ever seen one. He's a guy that I absolutely do not think we can lose in the offseason, and if we do, it's a huge loss for this team. And it's like Aquan Benjamin. He's another guy I'd hate to see leave on offense. I think he's a very instrumental piece for this team. Defensively, we got a few of those guys like Lewis Carter, Damian Hooks, Quandell Russell, and Amani Nagy are all guys that I expect huge things out of. And I feel like they're a part of that core that we need to keep together on this team. And hopefully that means next season we'll do even better. Our hopes at a bowl game, though, are still alive. We're still winning here. Big week for Tavana Measy. Gets a Player of the Week award. We're sitting here at 2-5. Everything's still ahead of us. We can get hot and finish this year. We're going to take on the 3-4 Liberty Flame that we are better than. We're 69 overall to their 65. It is raining here at Shivers Stadium, and that's going to make for an interesting matchup for us. I think it takes away some of our advantages here in the pass game, but we're going to have to play smart. Not a lot of turnovers. Keep chucking the ball. Trust our star receivers, but maybe be a little smarter with the turnovers. That's all we can really hope for is we're going to open up on the ground, get that going, and it's bottled up. I was hoping for a bigger carry there from Benjamin, but we're going to go to the trusty RPO, and that's Measy again finding big space on this play. It works really well if you read it right, but we're going to lose right tackle Dante Lassiter. That could be a big loss for us. We're going to go to the ground game again. It's Benjamin up for about a 6-yard pickup. That's pretty solid. Lassiter, we should probably keep him out and let him get a little bit healthier before he comes back. 3rd and 6 now. Underneath, easy completion. First down. Got a little sketchier than I thought it would to Tavana Measy as we go back to the ground game. Benjamin hitting the hole. He had nowhere to go. He doesn't have the size to break them tackles, so you can't expect it as that's dropped by DJ Dash. I expect more out of him. 3rd down, and that's going to be broken up. Nice play by the defender getting his hands up. We're going to see a nice punt from Soliday here. Should back him up, but it's returnable. And you know what? I'll take it. It was a big hit at the end. I was hoping for a fumble in the weather, but it is what it is. Taking a look at some of their star players. Left end Carter Sweezy's really good. We'll have to try to keep an eye out for him as they're going to open up on the ground, which is something Liberty does quite a bit. Their starting quarterback's Michael Merdinger, and I expect him to probably not throw the ball a lot looking at their stats, as it's 3rd and 10, and you can see they're just going to keep it on the ground. He spins, breaks a tackle. I don't think he's a great scrambling quarterback, and it shows there as we get a big stop. Liberty's going to have to punt it. Now's our chance to get good field position, and I think that's going to be critical in such a rainy game. We'll take a solid return here from DJ Dash. Going back to the ground game. This time we're going to Gibbs, and that's a 3-yard pickup. Benjamin is shaken up. You find out some bruised ribs. Didn't realize that until just now, so we are going to have to lean on our backups as Gibbs is fighting. It's 4 yards. You know, that's really what he's known for. He's a 3 to 4 yard a carry back. He's just a bruiser. Doesn't have a lot of creativity in his game. We're going to have to lean on him, though, and try to make it work in these conditions as we go out to him. Easy, quick pass. Nice pickup. 2nd and 3. Benjamin checks into the game, but you can see he's really shaken up. 3rd down and 2. Lassiter has to exit again. And again, we are without Aquan Benjamin as we go to the RPO, and this time they were prepared. They knew what we were doing, but we're going to go for it. It's a long-distance kick, and I don't think we can make it, and we're going to go to Quincy Porter, and we convert. Big 1st down for the Sharks. Back to the ground game. It's Browning getting the carry here. He's going to get nothing. I thought he could pick up a few yards there. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 going to Porter, and he came back from the sticks. So it's 4th and 1. We're going to go for it. Give the carry to Gibbs. And, dude, he's a power back that couldn't create there. He did get hit in the backfield, so, I mean, it is what it is. We should have probably taken the 3 looking back, but it is what it is. Like I said, Aquan Benjamin's going to have to sit out of this game for a little bit. We're going to put Gibbs ahead of him. It just makes the most sense, unfortunately. But that severe risk of injury, he's got to come out. Just like Lassiter, who plays right tackle, we're going to have to put Maxwell out there. So hopefully our offense can keep chugging along, and I think losing Benjamin's going to be a big loss for us. But our defense is playing really well here. It's 3rd down and 8. Merdinger all day in the pocket. Finally, late pressure by Woods, but it's completed, and it's a 1st down. They just barely got that one. But knowing the Flame, they're going to go right back to the ground game. Up the middle, big play for their back, and that's another 1st down for Coleman. 1st and 10, Coleman, another carry, getting the edge. Coleman breaking a tackle. He picks up 7. He's tough. We're going to have to watch out for him. Like I said, they're not going to throw the ball a lot. We're expecting him to run. This is going to be kind of a time of possession, I think, low-scoring affair, if we're being honest, as Merdinger pulls it on the option, and he tosses it out there, and we are all over it. They end up losing one. Nice tackle by Jaron Gilmore. 3rd and 4. They're going to toss it to the edge, and we are there with Quandell Russell getting the stop. Now let's see if we can get this offense going in the 2nd quarter, as it looks like it's not going to be a good day on the ground with Gibbs as your lead back as we go underneath. DJ Dash, catch, run. That's what we're looking for out of him. He's not a big guy, but we need him to create with the ball in his hands and make them underneath receptions. You know, that's going to be a key part of this game in the rain, especially without our rushing attack being very effective. As we go back to Gibbs, he breaks a tackle, and that's kind of what you hope out of him. He can create and get that 3-4 yards if it's blocked for him, you know, and maybe get you back to the line of scrimmage if it's not. Unfortunately, he loses a yard there, making it 3rd down and 8. And I think not having a rushing attack's really going to affect us as pressure comes in. And again, we get, you know, nothing. So we got to punt it. This time, Soliday pins them deep. Beautiful kick. They're down at about the 4-yard line, but now you can see center Mateo Galindo's hurt. Man, we can't catch a break on offense as Coleman's gone out of there. Amani Nagy can't get him, and we finally run him down. Jaron Gilmore's all over the field for the Sharks. Merdinger pulls it on an option, and Nagy said, "You ain't going nowhere." Back to the ground game. This is number 23. Don't remember his name getting the carry. He picks up a couple, making it 3rd down and 9. The Flame are not afraid to run, and Coleman makes them right with a nice run and a strong stiff arm to finish that. 6 carries for 93 yards. We got to keep the ball out of his hands as they go right back to him, and this time he loses 1. Bring it up 2nd and 11, going back to the ground game. Actually, it's play action, and we are there. Big sack. We get him down. That's Amani Nagy making the play. We need him to step up for us. He's a great pass rusher as a true freshman. We're hoping to develop this cat as it's 3rd and 12. Merdinger's got a pass, and he gets it in there. He beat Pullum just over the top, our middle linebacker, as they go back to Coleman, and Coleman fights and is in. Touchdown for the Flame. Brevard got He did what he could at the goal line. He just couldn't keep him out. Liberty's up 7-0 here. Now we got to try to get this offense going as Amizi's going to make a reception here. 3 minutes left, or 3.5 minutes left. Again, looking to pass. Amizi can't hold on through contact. 3rd and 1. We're going to go to Browning, and he can't convert. It's 4th and inches, though. I feel really good about this. Keenan Mills runs and gets us that first down, keeping this drive going. Back to Terrence Gibbs, and he's picking it forward for like a yard or two. Galindo's shaking up. We're probably going to have to take him out of the game as well. We can't keep having him get hurt and stop the clock as we're going to throw a quick pass. DJ Dash steps out of bounds. He had all sorts of space to run. That should have been a bigger play as we're going to go to Gibbs on 3rd and 3, and that was on me. I cut it into traffic there. Making it 4th and 1. We got to go for it quick underneath. DJ Dash converts, making us right as that brings us to the 2-minute timeout. Play action down the field. Big throw by Mills. And it wasn't really a great decision, to be honest with you. 2nd and 10, we're going to go right back to Porter. We need to lean on our stud receiver. Nice play, 1st down. Mills again looking to pass, pressure in there, and he barely gets that ball out of his hands. This Flame defense has been really tough. 2nd and 10, deep shot, DJ Dash, and that was a miss. I think he should have had that, truthfully. 3rd and 10, big pressure, and down we go. That's a sack. We're out of field goal range. And again, we got to punt with Soliday. The best we can hope for is to pin them really, really deep here, as it looks like we get a decent punt. Nice tackle, or broken tackle by Coleman. Coleman, one man to beat, breaks Soliday's tackle, but Soliday barely slowed him down enough so we can make that play. Coleman nearly took that punt back to the house as they're going to go right back to him, and he's going to run through our defense. Who the heck is Jalen Coleman? This dude is incredible. I didn't know anything about him, but he's been awesome against us as there's a flag there. They're going to call holding on the Liberty offense and back him up. 2nd and 20 here, back to Coleman on the ground. 2-minute drill, and they're not afraid to run. That's incredible. Kylan Webb with a big hit, and as you can see, Amani Nagy got shaken up on that play, bringing up 3rd, down and 9. Merdinger chucking it up, and that's broken up. Nice play by Brevard there in coverage. Nagy's going to sit out of this game for a little bit as we head into halftime. Jalen Coleman, dude, 123 rush yards, a touchdown, nearly had a punt return against us. Dude's incredible. We got to watch out for him as they go right back to him to begin the second half, and he converts another 1st down. He's averaging like 11 yards a carry, and we can't do anything to stop him as they pitch it out there. And again, he's going to break the tackle of Nixon, our defensive tackle, and get a 1st down. I mean, I don't know how you get this guy down. They go right back to Coleman, breaks the 1st tackle. We are there, and this time it took the whole defense, it felt like, but we get him down for no gain. Play action, Merdinger handing it off, and we stuff it up. Of course, it was not Coleman on the carry, forcing Merdinger to have to pass here, 3rd and 11. No pressure, though. He's got a receiver wide open, but it's dropped. Big break for our defense there. That's huge, man. Now let's see if our offense can answer as Washington gets a chance at a nice punt return here. That's pretty solid all the way out to about the 43-yard line. I'll absolutely take that as we go back to Gibbs on the ground. Benjamin's still not healthy enough to come back, and Gibbs showed a little bit of life on that carry. Back to Gibbs. He's going to show off his power here, but he can't make anybody miss like he did in the last play. 2nd and long. We're going to throw a screen, and it does not work. They were all over him easy. That play's worked quite a bit, but I think defenses are adjusting to it, forcing us into a tough 3rd and 7. But Quincy Porter runs a nice route and gets open there. Play action, actually, that's just a straight handoff to Jaleel Radley getting the carry. True freshman running back that runs a little bit like Terrence Gibbs, but maybe he has a bit more juice as DJ Dash shows us some juice down to the 3-yard line. Get the ball in his hands and watch him run. That's something we got to keep doing. Gibbs back in the game. We go to Quincy Porter, and he goes in. Touchdown, Sharks. Big play here for this offense, man. I really, really enjoy watching this team play when things go well. I think missing Benjamin and missing our right tackle and missing our center are really affecting us, but we got a chance to win this one still. We're the better team. We just got to stop this rushing attack as Coleman this time can't go nowhere, forcing them to punt the ball back to us. 2nd down, though, we're going back to Radley, who remains in the game. He picks up 3. 3rd and 8, play action. Probably not a great call. They know we're not going to run, but we got a deep shot. Who is it? DJ Dash with the nice play. Big 1st down. There is a flag on this play as we hand it off. I don't really know what they're going to call here. Probably offsides. We're going to take that penalty, make it 1st and 5. We got a pretty clean pocket as we go underneath. DJ Dash, catch and run. Cuts out of bounds, keep from taking that hit. He's got 6 for 103 today. First and goal underneath DJ Dash. He couldn't create, but that was an, solid play. We're going to hand it off. It's Browning trying to get the edge, and he had nowhere to go. Galindo checked back into the game, but got hurt again. We got to sit him, man. Third and goal from about the 7. We go underneath. Bad throw. Not really a great decision. We didn't have much of a opportunity there as we got to settle for 3, and it's blocked. Are you kidding me? It is picked up by Xander Richardson, I think his name is, our right guard. I mean, we can't do that. Liberty hands it off. Coleman right up the middle, running through our guy. I mean, he looks like a man compared to us out there. As this time, Lewis Carter says, nah, bro, you ain't getting me. Third quarter's winding down. Merdinger looking like he's going to take a deep shot. Got a receiver wide open. We were so prepared for the run that I almost forgot about the pass when he hit us with it. Like, I don't think he's thrown the ball 10 times yet in this game. As you can see, Penn State and Pitt at the top. Pennsylvania is having a resurgence in football so far. As they go on the ground there, we bottle it up. Second down, they're going to go back to Coleman. Coleman breaks a tackle. Of course he does. Webb does get him down, though. First and 10, back to Coleman. This time we hit him in the backfield. He had nowhere to go. That's Pullum making the tackle. Nice play by our middle linebacker. Third and 12, big pressure in there. Quandell, Russell, and Jeremiah Newell combined to get him down, forcing the Flame to settle for a field goal that they will put right through the middle of the goalposts. Liberty has a 10-7 advantage here in the fourth quarter. This has been a defensive struggle in the rain as Gibbs is bottled up. He turns like a Mack truck, dude. I can't get him in the greases easy at all as we're going to go to the play action game, and that's broken up. I thought we had him easy there, bringing up third and 10. Tough situation, and we can't get the pass out on time. That leads to a stop, so the Flame have another chance as they hand it off, and this time we get him down with Pullum. Back to Coleman again. Coleman up the middle. He leaps, and he goes down. It's 3rd and 5. That's probably the best we've defended him all day as Merdinger pulls it, and down he goes. Big stop. The Flame have a chance to pin us deep and make this a hard drive for our offense as Washington's on the return here. He gets it across the 20. I can't really complain. We're going to have a long field to go as we go to Gibbs. He's just so darn slow at times. 3rd and 12 now. We're going to go to Gibbs on the screen. He can't win the edge. We had all sorts of green grass. If we had Benjamin out there, I think we get that. As Merdinger pulls it on a read option, and Carter gets him down. Nice play to defend the edge there. Merdinger again, speed option. This time they get it out to Coleman. Coleman throws Russell off of him and gets that first down. And this could be terrible. Lewis Carter's shaken up. We cannot be without our star linebacker, man. As they go back to Coleman on the ground. Coleman breaks another tackle. Coleman throws a stiff arm, but we do get him to the ground. Nice tackle, Jaron Gilmore. They're going to run a jet sweep, and we were not prepared for it, but I don't know what that dude's doing. He's just running in circles. He had all sorts of space. And as you can see, for now, we got to keep him out of the game. Hopefully Carter can return as they go back to this jet motion toss, and it goes nowhere. I'm happy with him keeping the ball out of the hands of Coleman, as that's a pull by Merdinger, and Newell's there to get him down, forcing the Flame to settle again for another field goal that will go through. A touchdown still gives us the lead as it's 13-17, 2.5 minutes left in the game. Taking a deep shot. We had him. It just wasn't a good throw by Keenan Mills. 2nd and 10. Mills feeling pressure, gets hit as he releases it. 2:21, 3rd and 10. We're going to check it down. Benjamin back in the game, even though he's not that healthy. And you can tell he picks up 5. We got to go for it here. Benjamin remains in the game. We got our guy, Zach Ward. Nice catch. Big first down. Beautiful throw there from Keenan Mills. We are up around midfield, minute 37, needing a touchdown. Underneath, that's dropped. Tavana got to come down with that. Mills again, going down the field, and that's a terrible throw. How do you throw that ball, man? He had Zach Ward coming open. He just completely missed him. It almost looked like I threw it to Porter. I promise you, as we watch this replay, that ball wasn't going to Porter. That's why Ward reached for it. That's pathetic, man. Really, really pathetic. But we still have timeouts, so we still have a chance to win this game. We just got to get stops. Merdinger looking to pass, pressure, and down he goes. Big sack there up the middle. That's going to help our case quite a bit. It's 3rd and 22. They're going to pull it with Merdinger. Merdinger, though, has all sorts of space. Luckily, Kershaw's there to get him down. It will give us a chance to get the ball back. We're going to have to drive the length of the field. I mean, that's actually not a great punt, as Washington has pretty good return ability, and he'll get it out to the 40. We need a touchdown, so we got to go 60 yards in about a minute. That's doable in college football, as that's nearly intercepted, though. You cannot make that decision. 2nd down, underneath. Mills finds Amizi. He gets the 1st down. Clock will stop, and he breaks a tackle. That's a nice play out to about the 43-yard line, man. We're getting close. Mills taking a shot. Zach Ward can't come down with it. We need that. 50 seconds left. Mills quick to Porter, and Porter can't hold on in traffic. That was a tough catch, but we need it. 45 seconds, 3rd down. Mills going to the end zone. I don't know about that one. It's broken up. Scruggs was out there. It really wasn't a good idea. It's 4th and 10, game on the line here. Quincy Porter, and I don't know that he would have got there anyway, but that was broken up. We hit their defender in the face. At least he didn't pick it off, I guess. We end up dropping this defensive battle 13-7 to Liberty. I mean, I really don't have much to say. Jalen Coleman, a freshman running back for them, dude's stupid incredible. 25 carries, 199 yards. He had receiving yards on the day. I think he might not have. They didn't throw it much in this one, so I think they had 7 of 8, and then they took some sacks. So I mean, they really only tried like 12 to 13 passes in this entire game. I knew coming in Liberty wasn't going to want to throw the ball, so I did know, we were going to have to score on the possessions that we did get, or else it could turn into this defensive slugfest. And then with all the injuries on offense, I just don't think we really stood a chance. Quincy Porter still put together a good day, and I mean, Amizi did too. He had a couple drops, but yeah, I mean, it just wasn't a good day for us on offense, and I think injuries and the weather really did factor into that. On defense, Marcelius Pullum had a really good day. We don't get to call out our Mike linebacker much because he's our number 3 when it comes to nickel situations, so he doesn't play a ton. But in a game like this where all they want to do is to run the ball, we ran a lot of base defense, and he really did a good job when given the opportunity. He had 5 TFLs, he had a sack, he had like 8 tackles, and he deserves a ton of credit for that. He had a really good game for us, and he doesn't get shouted out much, so I love to call him out. Freshman Von Lewis made a play. We had a deflection by Prevard. And it was an up and down day for us. We got 1 win. I really feel like we should have had 2 as we're looking at recruiting. Things are looking okay, but some teams are starting to jump in on our 4 stars, and that worries me a little bit. We don't have any commits in the class, so I'm kind of worried here. As next up, we're going to take on Missouri State, and for the rest of this season, it will be live comm as opposed to me doing this post comm. But I think I made the executive decision after recording them episodes already that I'm going to come back to this style where I edit the video and then I do my audio after. I just think they turn out better, and I hope you guys don't mind. I tried to live comm. I didn't like how it sounded. I honestly don't know that I really like how the videos are going to be that come out for the rest of this season. That's tough for me to say because I do want to grow this channel, and I'm worried there's going to be 2 bad videos, and I hope you guys understand. I think it makes the most sense to still use it and put it out there, but I think we're going to come back to this style, and instead of doing it how I initially did it, I'm just going to go and I talk through it and I let you know how I'm feeling and what we're talking about. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. We're just trying to grow and have a lot of fun here. We got our team builder sharks this year. Next year, we might do an existing team because I like doing offline because it gives you a little bit more creative freedom. And that's all I got for you today. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.